Hello, Dragon fam. Cowabunga, dudes. I'm your boy, Debo Dragon. Welcome to my Raid Shadow Legends video. And if you guys have been living under a shell, pun intended, I know I'm a little late to the party, but the rumors are true, baby. Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are in Raid Shadow Legends. The collab has come, guys. I'm super excited for this. They have this awesome commercial that they debuted the other day, and we also have the news here and I'm bringing to the channel. I'm so excited. As a huge fan, I actually still have all my collection of toys at my parents' house in my trunk, my toys trunk in the garage. I need to bring them all out and display them at my own house, but that's for a story for a different day. But I'm super excited for this. So, and first things first, I know there's no Splinter. Where is our Splinter? Crazy that he's not here, but maybe he's gonna come down the road. That'd be awesome. But we have, of course, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and Raphael. We also have our girl April and Mr. Shredder as well. And we already know how you can get two of them already, which is the daily login for Michelangelo to get him, and as well as Donatello will be the fusion from Fragments, where we will be also breaking down his calendar and how to go about going the fusion very quickly. And if you guys stay till the end, I actually have how you get every single one of these legendaries in the game. I would be breaking down how do you get those champions at the end of the video, so make sure you guys stay till the end, as I have some information from one of my clan members with that info. Stop right there, dragons. If you want to get your hands on a free Karato Fox Hunter, as well as 3 more epics as you progress your account in Raid Shadow Legends, click on my link right now. Here are the easy few steps to follow. Log out of Plarium and Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to get a free Karato as a starter champion, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Vergis as you level up. Click on that link now and let's crush this. All right, guys, so first things first, yes, Michelangelo is part of the login. So as you log in every single day, you will get rewards from salvage set first. On day 7, you will get our boy Michelangelo, and let's look at his aesthetics. He looks super cool. He's got the nunchucks, he's flaming, he's spinning them, and he also has something else. Just wait for it, and go. Okay, there is the thing. If you look at the pizza, he brings out some pizza, and then the little rat, the little Splinter, maybe a little mini Splinter, jacks the pizza from him. Super cool animation. Love what they did with him there. Very cool. So I guess if you're on the login, you click on him. If you're on the login thing and you click on him, he just spins. You have to actually go to his index and then he does the full animation, or when you claim him, just so you guys know. All right, so back to the login as well. As you go through all the way to day 14, you'll also get his 2-star perfect soul as well. And then of course we have phase 2, which is super simple. Just by playing the game, you could pretty much get all of this done. And when you could get all the way to the end, for the 1050 points, you will be getting his 5-star perfect soul. That is very good. Again, I don't know if we want to try to save pulling him, because the champion chase actually starts when this video is already live, so we can't really save him for champion chase, but maybe down the road or something we could save him for more points going into next week or something like that. But yeah, all right, well, let's go ahead and look through his kit and see what he's all about. Let's go to index. He is a Bannerlord. Weird how they kind of changed up the factions. You'd think they'd all be lizardmen, but they are different factions actually. So he's a Bannerlord, legendary attack, and his kit is pretty darn cool. He's got the double hit on the A1, the Booyah, and also increases attack. He's got the express delivery, which is a decreased defense and a stun, and then also applies debuffed spread, which is very nice on the A2, and will also ignore 25% each target's resistance if the initial attack was critical, which it will be, because we're all going to build him with 100% critical, right? Yes. And on 3-turn cooldown for that. And then you have the Shell Cyclone is an AoE, books up to 100% for placing that 50% decreased attack, and a Leech for 2 turns, and will ignore 25% of each target's resist if it's critical as well. The weird thing about this A3 is he also places a taunt, which is weird as a damage dealer to be placing a taunt where he attracts the enemy to actually attack him, which is very weird, but it works out in his kit later on, and with the other ninjas, you'll see. But he plays that taunt for 2 turns. Now, here is the passive. This is where he kind of evades from the taunts as well, right? So party dude. So the passive has a 50% chance to evade an enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects. If the champion is under taunt buff, the chance of evade is increased to 30%. So he kind of dodges, even though he is getting attracted with the taunts, he's evading those attacks. And then this is where it gets juicy with the ninjas, guys. Whenever any of the Ninja Turtles attack, this champion joins the attack. Now Now they all do that if you have them on the same team. So just gonna keep attacking whenever they attack. So they're all just gonna attack. It's gonna be crazy how this works out. I can't wait to see it in game. And then his active is very juicy as well. So he places a shield buff equal to 300% of his attack on this champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So he does have basically like a shield buff, right, to protect him when has the taunt on. So kind of works out, I think, overall. And then has accuracy in all battles by 70. But yeah, that is Michelangelo's kit. Very, very cool. I think it's great. I will say I feel like the Ninja Turtles are kind of more for like early game to mid games for their kit for the most part. That's my own opinion. You guys let me know down below in the comments where you think there are. But for us late game, end game players, I think this is kind of more of a just aesthetic to get them, but not really help in end game progression. But we'll see how you guys feel in the comments. And as we break down the rest of our boys here, the ninjas and April and Shredder. All right, so next is our boy Donatello. He is a lizard man, so the one and only lizard man is Donatello for this collab, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is. He's a support champion, and his kit's pretty good, pretty darn good. So he's got the Bodacious Bash on the A1, heals all allies by 5%, and then instantly activates 1 random continuous heal buff on all allies. Not too bad on the A1. He has AoE on the A2, Shell Shocker, which decreases the cooldowns of ally skills except the champion for 2 turns. And this skill's cooldown cannot be decreased by other cooldown decreasing effects. He also places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, the only downfall, it's on a 4-turn cooldown and not a 3-turn cooldown, which have made him so much better. And then on the A3, the Secret of Ooze. So the Ooze is in, and it's a cleanse basically, right? So cleanse all the allies and then place a 15% continuous heal buff and a 25% strengthened buff on all allies for 2 turns. And then also fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% on a 3-turn cooldown. This is a solid A3, guys. Very, very good. And then on the passive, I got you, bro. The passive effect. So again, whenever any of the Ninja Turtles attack, he joins in with the attack as well. And then the active effect, whenever an ally is about to receive a fatal hit, this champion prevents that ally's death and keeps him alive with 1 HP. So a little survivability, keeps him going. And then he also heals, which is crazy, right? Then equalizes that ally's HP. The HP level of that ally will be brought up to the average HP of the team. That's so cool. On a 4-turn cooldown. Again, I wish this was on a 3-turn cooldown, but it is what it is. And then he has the HP aura in all battles by 30%. So there is Donatello. Along with Donatello, we know he is the fusion for this collab. So let's go ahead and break that down really quickly as well while we're talking about our boy Donatello. So as a Supreme Club member, I actually have the calendar right here in game, which is very, very nice. So he is a fragment fusion, guys. He's already live right now in the game. So the breakdown, super simple, I think. And it's a very much easier fusion as fragment fusions are. So again, a lot of people are probably going to be playing the game. A lot of new people are going to be playing the game. So I think Plarium want to make this simpler for the new people to try to get the fusion. But I think even for a fragment fusion, you really need to be playing the game for at least like a month or 2 to have the resources to do this, right? But yeah, we are already onto Friday. So you guys should be grinding out Ice Golem and double dip with the Dungeon Divers to complete that out. You know, farming stage 20. Unless you're in game, then you're on stage, you know, hard stage 10. Getting that done, getting hopefully some gear upgrades. We're also starting today when this video is recording. We'll also have the champion chase, right, where you actually have an extra boost of getting more fragments. So the breakdown here for the tournament's 55 tournament leaderboard. If you get the extra 10 from champion chase tournament and champion training tournament, will give you an extra 20. And then of course the events gives you 55. Let me move back over here. Woo! But yeah, also to notice for the champion chase, I have the information as well. But you guys probably know this already now that it's live. But we also have a 2 times of pulling when you pull sacred shards. I was also live with the champion chase, which is kind of good and bad because you know champion chase you want to pull more so ancients, voids, and prism shards. You want to save the sacreds for the summon rush, but if you guys want a chance at April, there is also a 10 times of getting her as well during the champion chase. So it's up to you if you guys want to go for her. I don't know if I am or not, but I also have information on how to get her at the end of the video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But yeah, so grind through the champion chase, you know, open those shards, hopefully get some amazing upgrades as well in there. We also have the gear enhancement going on. So hopefully you guys have that 20 mil saved of silver to get that done. We do have free removal in the game now. So hopefully everyone's claimed more silver or has more silver in their accounts And then we also have the champion training event going on as well. So you level up your champions, you get all this done. Very loaded for Friday, Saturday. A lot of things stacking up here. We also have the classic arena that starts on Saturday. So we get that done super easy. Just get those done. No, nothing to talk about there. Now, there is a tricky little gap here for the Dragon Tournament, which starts on Sunday. As you can see here, you will not get any credit for that for Dungeon Diver 1. So you kind of want to wait until Monday to then start grinding out Dragon for Dungeon Diver 2, right? So watch out for that trap. Don't waste your energy between Sunday and that gap as well through Monday, okay? Make sure you don't do that. And then we go into Tuesday. We have another gear enhancement. So hopefully, again, you have all that silver, which you should be getting from doing all the dungeons and, you know, campaign farming for your food. So that should be easy as well. And then we have a nice little kind of a break in between here, right? There's not much to do. And then again, we go in hard again where it stacks up some more. Starting Thursday, we have the Fire Nights. So grind that out. Again, there is another little trap here. So make sure you guys wait on your Fire Night. Don't start Thursday. You want to start Friday, as you can double dip into the Dungeon Divers Event 3 as well. And then we have that champion training tournament. So if you want to go for that extra 10, that's where you can get it there. That starts Thursday. We have another simple classic arena on Friday. And then there's the summon rush where you want about 6 sacred shards to get that done for all the fragments you're going to need. And then again, we have another gear enhancement starting Saturday. So again, you should have plenty of silver now with the free removal on gear. And then if you need to finish up Dungeon Diver 3, you can also do the spider, which starts on Sunday. But make sure you guys get that done, because if you need to get it done with the Dungeon Divers, that ends on Monday. And the spider actually continues on all the way till Wednesday. This event goes on from now until September 3rd. So guys, make sure you get this done to get your Donatello. You gotta collect them all, right? Gotta get all the Ninja Turtles. But yeah, all right, let's keep going. All right, so the next Ninja Turtle is our boy, who is a barbarian. Still kind of weird, but it's Raphael. He looks super cool. Look how he's holding his, I forgot what those things are called. Let me know in the comments what these weapons are called. My bad. I forgot. I'm brain farting. But he is kind of more oriented for PvP, I think is how I read his kit. But yeah, so Sewer Screw. It's a double hitter that places a block revive debuff on the target if killed. And then each critical hit fills his champion's turn meter by 10%. That's a very nice A1 with that block revive. Very good for PvP, right? Seismic Slam, it's an AoE. It will ignore shield and block damage buff if the attacking under a Berserk debuff placed by this champion, which he places on his A3. As well on his passive. We'll get to that in a little second here. But then also the damage inflicted against enemies under shield buff is increased by 50%. So you can do some crazy damage overall. And then each critical hit fills the champion's turn meter by 10% as well. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, so that's a pretty darn good A2. And then on the A3, not today, knucklehead. It's a triple hitter, and each hit will ignore 20% of the target's defense, places perfect veil and an unkillable buff on the champion for 2 turns when he kills an enemy. If the target survives, places a Berserk debuff instead on the champ for 2 turns. And this cannot be resisted or blocked. Very crazy A3, I think, overall. Also on that 3-turn cooldown. So very nice there. And then his passive, New York Beatdown. So again, if any of the Ninja Turtles attack, he joins the battle. And then also places that Berserk debuff on the champ for 1 turn when any champion dies. He also has a 20% chance of granting an extra turn when attacking under Berserk debuff placed by this champion. And then, of course, Aura, attack in all battles by 30%. So good at it. Again, he's pertaining more to the PvP side. But again, you want all of them together when you're on the PvE side. So it really doesn't matter where you're going to use him. But I think he's just a little bit stronger on the PvP side of the game. And then, of course, last but not least, we've got our boy, who is actually a Shadow Kid and a Void champion, our boy Leonardo. He is my favorite Ninja Turtle. Love him. Look at his aesthetics, looks super cool. Got the double blades looking, oh man, he looks so good. They did a great job with him. Love it. Now, he's a defense champion, but he is also the Unity champion for the TMNT, guys. Let's go through his kit. So on the A1, New York Slice, it's a double hitter. When counterattacking, it will repeat this attack against a random enemy and will ignore 3% of the target's defense for each buff on this champion. Stacks up to 15%. Not bad on the A1. Shell, yeah! Places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns and a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except the champion for 2 turns. and then also places an unkillable buff and a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. That is an insane A2. I think this is going to make him so good. Unkillable and counterattacks on a 3-turn cooldown. Yes, Plarium. Yes, you guys are doing it. You're doing it. Making my boy super strong. And then, of course, this is where the juicy content comes right here. Turtles together. So it's an AoE. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 5% for each buff on all allies and enemies. That could be a crazy damage. Also removes all buffs from all enemies if this attack heals an enemy. So it's also a cleanse. And this effect cannot be resisted, so you don't need accuracy. Now, here we go with the allies up. So if you have one turtle with him, we'll ignore 50% of each target's defense per each of the ninjas on the team, and does not count this champion. So just the rest. There we go. If you have 2 turtles with him, increase the damage dealt by this skill in proportion to this champion's missing HP. And if you have all the ninjas together on one team, activates the skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50% and occurs once per skill. This is on a 3-turn cooldown as well. That is so crazy. And check out this guy's passive, guys. Hero in a half shell. Turtle power, right? He places his own stone skin, so we don't need any freaking stone skin sets on our Leonardo, because he puts his own stone skin buff on himself each time his HP drops below 50% and occurs once per skill. And again, because they all have the same passive, when any Ninja Turtle attacks, he joins the attack as well. That is a crazy passive. I can't wait to try this out. And then Aura, he's got defense, of course, as a defensive champion in all battles by 33%. Oh my goodness. This looks super fun. I can't wait to get all of them and put this to use in the game. All right, we're not done, guys. We still have 2 more. We're already here. Let's go ahead and go with the other Void champion, Shredder, Mr. Enemy Guy. Looks pretty darn cool. I think they did really great with his aesthetics as well. Pretty solid Shredder. We're looking right there. Shadowkin champion, or Shadowkin faction. HP based. Let's look through his kit. Rage of Saki. It's a triple hitter. The second and third hit of the skill will ignore 5% and 10% of the target's defense, respectively. The second and third hit of this skill deal 10% and 20% more crit damage, respectively, as well. That's a pretty crazy A1. On the A2, Shadow Shinobi. It's a double AoE hitter, guys. Crazy. Each critical hit destroys enemy's defense by 5%, stacks up to 30%. And each critical hit also increases this champion's max HP by 5, which stacks up to 30%. That is pretty darn cool. And then each hit has a 100% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. And this debuff cannot be resisted if this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil buff as well. So don't need as much accuracy. Very nice. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. Very good. On the A3, this is True Ninjutsu. AoE. Before attacking, steals all buffs from a single target. And this effect cannot be resisted if the champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. Fills this champion's turn meter by 15% for each buff stolen. That is very nice. And also ignores 50% of enemies' defense, as well as shield and block damage buffs. If this champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil, will ignore 30% of each enemy's debuff instead on a 4-turn cooldown. Still very good, I think, overall. And then on the passive, Dimensional Tyrant. So the passive effect decreases all incoming damage by 30%. And the damage is also split equally among all allies, except for him. Also increases champion's damage dealt by 50% for each dead ally. And then the active effect, when the champion loses 20% of their max HP in one attack, has a 100% chance to evade the next attack. So he has an evade. Very cool. And when this guaranteed evade effect activates, that's when he places that Perfect Veil buff on this champion for 2 turns, and a 50% chance of placing that True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn, and that cannot be resisted. Man, his kit looks crazy. I think he's going to be pretty darn good. Can't wait to test him out. Also has the aura for HP in all battles by 33%. So it kind of gives me like a Tross feel as a HP nuker, I think. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on his kit as well. He's also the boss for the event dungeon that has also come into the game that I have not tried out yet. But should we do one little quick one while we're here? Let's just do one quick run. Nah, we're not. Yeah, let's do it really quick. All right, so if you guys have ever been on my channel before, I also like to do event dungeon challenge videos with my Thor and see how far he can go in the event dungeon. So that might be coming out later on in a content video. But we'll just do this one for now. We should be fine here. We're just a Thor. It's stage 1. Should one shot. Boom, there we go. See ya, Shredder. We hate you. Get out of here. Ninja Turtles, baby. Power, yeah. Sell the trash loot. There also is a new artifact set as well called Chronophage. which everyone is really mad about, guys. Look at this set bonus. So it's a 9-piece set, and it gives you 25% HP, 80 resistance, 10% speed, and up to 3 immutable stacks. Like, come on, you guys couldn't have done better for a new set. I don't know. Everyone's not too happy about this set. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. But yeah, all right. So we're not done, guys. We have one more champion, and that is our girl, Miss April, who is a Sacred Order faction. April O'Neil looks super cool. I love the vibes. Love the vibes. She looks awesome. I think they did pretty well with her for being April. But yeah, would have liked to see a microphone here, or maybe a camera or something instead. But she has a blade, little dagger. All right, her kit's crazy, guys. Breaking story on the A1. Look at all these debuffs. What the heck is going on here? 50% chance of placing stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, fear, true fear, or petrification on one target for a 1 turn. Then places perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. That is a crazy way to go through with the A1. On the A2, explosive scoop has a 75% chance, but books up to books up to 100%, stealing all buffs from the target. Also has a 100% chance of stealing 100 of the target's current turn meters. So turn meter and buffs, love that. And then also places a nullify debuff and a seal debuff as well. What the heck are those things? So stun or a nullify, champions under nullify debuff cannot have their skills activated, participate in ally attacks, be granted an extra turn, have their skills cooldown. So basically anything, if you're reading through this. Oh my god. So they basically just get locked out in a sense, right? Right. And then where is seal? There are 2 versions of this debuff, seal and master seal. Seal debuffs blocks affects their gear set and masteries except stats boosted granted by artifacts and accessories, as well as masteries that only boost stats. So basically locks out your artifact set bonuses and your masteries. That is crazy how that's going to work out. But yeah, that is her A2. Crazy. Also on the passive effect has a 25% chance of activating the explosive scoop skill on the enemy when they gain an extra turn or instant turn effect as well, which is her A1. Now the A3 live on the scene places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all eyes for 2 turns. Also decreases turn meter of all enemies by 20%. Then grants an extra turn. So you hit that, then you hit the A2, which then could also activate her A1. That's kind of crazy. She could be pretty crazy. And then she also has the evade as well on the passive. And then on the active effect, whenever enemies remove, transfer, decrease the duration of enemy buff to 0, decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 25%. Very nice. And then she has the juicy aura in arena with speed by 28%. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about her. I think she could be good, but mediocre. I don't know if she's meta. I don't know. We're gonna have to test her out and see how that all works. But yeah, all right. We finally come to the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys stayed till the end, as now let's let you guys know how you get every single champion. I have some information. Okay, guys. So first, true transparency here. I don't know if this is for sure what's actually going to happen. All right, but this is the information I was sent. So let's see how it works out for each champion. So Michelangelo, we all know, is a login, right? Login program. So you log in and you're going to get him super easy. Donatello, we already know as well. Fragment fusion, that's how you get him from now till September 3rd to claim Donatello with the fragments. Now here we go. Sword Master Path event from October 7th through the 10th. Complete objectives, collect hero coins, and blaze your way through the branches path to unlock Leonardo and his 5-star perfect soul. All right, there we go for that. For our boy Raphael, Hothead Deck of Fate. So Deck of Fate for Raphael. Tear through the dungeons and tasks from October 13th through the 16th. Earn fate points, flip cards, and grab 100 champion fragments to summon the relentless Raphael. So Deck of Fate for Raphael. And then Ace Reporter Titan event. Take on the longest event of the crossover from October 6th through the 23rd to earn milestone rewards like April O'Neil, new relics, skilled tomes, and more. I hope this is true. Again, don't quote me on this. This is just information that was shown to me, and I hope it all is true. That there you go. Now you know how to get every single champion for this collaboration. And that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for staying till the end. If you did, type TMNT in the comments. Let me know you stayed till the end. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe. We love to have you part of the Dragon fam here. We do daily content. I'm your boy Debo Dragon. Have a good night or day. Take care, guys. Peace out. Cowabunga.